Welcome to MRS Bulletin Society News. My name is Gopal Rao, and I'm the Chief Editor for Technical Content at MRS, Materials Research Society. I'm very pleased today to be talking with the President of the Materials Research Society, Professor Cherie Kagan. Cherie is the Stephen J. Angelo Professor at the University of Pennsylvania. Cherie, welcome and thanks for talking with me today.
Thanks, Gopal. It's great to be here.
So 2020 was an extremely eventful year for everyone and for the society, of course. Now in 2021, what are your thoughts on beginning the year as MRS president?
Yes, Gopal. As we look at last year, I think we also look where our community, by necessity, really had to focus inward. And I think we're all ready to look forward to 2021 and to a year where we look at MRS programs that really speak to our core values and look at new opportunities. And the things that I think about are looking at convening our members and the materials research community through our meetings and publications so that we get to promote scientific exchange. And as we look even at last year, we've increased our webinars and workshops, and we now have our new partnership with Springer Nature as well. I also think about connecting members from diverse disciplines, interests, and demographic groups from around the world, and also to support the development and growth of scientists at all stages of their careers. And finally, really thinking about the importance of advocacy, the importance of materials research, and creating opportunities for material science to benefit our society.
The governance, of course, is critical for a professional society such as MRS. And I understand changes are coming to the MRS governance structure. Can you speak about what issues led to the decision to review the MRS governance structure?
Yes, MRS headquarters, as well as the board, really looked at the importance and timeliness of looking to streamline the governance so that we made it more efficient and so that we could better serve the society. And those changes are both at the structure of the board as well as the operating committees. And the idea is really to do a better job now to align our structures and our programs with the strategic aspirations of the society. And we really look at recognizing the unique roles of volunteers and professional staff to better utilize everyone's talents.
Can you briefly explain the process used to develop recommendations for the governance restructure?
Sure. So this was a 2-year process, and it actually started before I became vice president. But in particular, last year, we really worked through a strategic planning process. We obviously engaged through our members as well as the board and operating committees. And we did that we engaged a consultant so that we could look at what were really good practices today for associations. We looked introspectively through interviews and activities to really think about what was important for the MRS. And then through sort of a 2-way discussion and many meetings, we looked at recommendations for a structure and then looked at what structure for our board and for our operating committees would really be appropriate for us as a society. And so we did that through, as I mentioned, many meetings with the board, operating committees, and headquartered leadership, and then looked at a structure that really looked to serve the aspirations of the society.
So can you speak a little bit more about what some of the changes to the MRS board structure and practices might be?
Sure. So the MRS board actually has now fewer committees. We have a finance and audit committee, a governance committee, and an executive committee. And the idea is really that those committees really represent the responsibilities that we have to the society in fiduciary responsibilities, policies and procedures, and really the functioning of the society. And the idea is to really also allow these to have some functional overlap, so we really work together to serve the society as a whole. We also have an independent nominating committee where we really look at the opportunity in this structure to create greater diversity in the leadership of the society as we look to focus on the demographics as well as the competencies of the board to serve our membership. We also, I'll say something that's a little bit different, is to introduce the idea of having more task forces, ones that are time bound, so that people could really, so volunteers may be able to engage and really create a rewarding experience where you see something start and take it to a finish where you feel like you've contributed and finished a piece of work to help, whatever aspect it is for the society. And we also look at, by design of these committees and the board, to keep it strategic and remove the operational responsibilities and empower the staff to do the work for the society.
Along those lines, how do you envision the work of the operating committees aligning to our strategic aspiration?
Sure. So our strategic aspiration calls for us to engage members across generations, to focus on advancing our members' careers, and to advance our mission to promote material research and innovation. And so by our charters, our operating committees should be aligned with our mission. So we have in our new structure, the operating committees are meetings, Society Agility Council to really think about introducing new topics to our society, in publications, in career advancement, and in government affairs. So really we're looking at and re-emphasizing that committees should actively seek to engage members across generations in their programs and committees. And we're looking forward that we should have key components of our committee activities be placed on just what our aspirations as a society, on advancing members' careers, ensuring high quality meetings and publications for our members and their research, enhancing networking and career services, and broadly promoting the field of materials research.
Okay, it looks like this is going to be a very interesting restructure and very, very positive. Can you talk about some of the positive outcomes for the society from this overall restructure?
Yeah, we look at having greater engagement and empowerment of both our volunteers and our staff to make our operations more efficient and to better align with MRS's strategic priorities, and also just to create an experience where volunteers feel that they walk away with greater satisfaction in participating in the activities of the society. So
to close, could you talk a little bit about your priorities and your outlook for the society in 2021 as president, as we look towards ending the pandemic and the return to normalcy, as it were?
Yes, so I look at it as being president and in thinking forward to 2021 is really thinking about how we serve our community through excellent meetings and publications, and to look at new opportunities to present to our community in how to share the research. I also think there's a great opportunity for advocacy of materials research and to look at opportunities where our science can positively impact society. There are certainly many challenges, as last year has taught us, and we've looked as science is very important to meeting those challenges and ultimately to supporting the goals of our members and the aspirations of our society.
Sounds like we're going to have a really productive year ahead for MRS, and I certainly look forward to working with you. Thank you, Cherie, for talking with us today.
Thank you, Gopal. I'm looking forward to working with you as well.
So my name is Gopal Rao from the Materials Research Society. For more news, please visit the MRS Bulletin website at mrsbulletin.org. And you can also follow us on Twitter at MRS Bulletin. Thank you for listening.